Okay, in the previous video, I noted that we're going to jump to some examples, but before we actually do that, I just want to acknowledge that I haven't done examples for the power of a power rules here. I encourage you to try to understand and make sense of these yourself, or to look them up on Khan Academy. Or if you're having trouble understanding what these power of a power rules mean, then I encourage you to ask me during tutorial. But what I do want to focus your attention on is actually this rule right here, which usually I don't think is mentioned explicitly in previous math courses. And luckily, it's a relatively simple rule. I think because it is actually so simple, I think that's kind of what makes this rule a little bit confusing. So let's look at this rule and read it. It says x to the m equals x to the n if and only if m is equal to n. So what does that mean? Well, let's say you have 2 to some power a, and that is equal to 2 to some power b. Now, this is really only true if a is equal to b. If in math you read this word, if, with two f's, that's really just code for if and only if. So let's say we are doing some sort of problem, and we eventually find that a is equal to 5. Then we can say b must be equal to 5. And let's test this out. So if a is equal to 5, if in some other part of some greater problem we've solved for some a value here being equal to 5 in some context, well, we can say we have 2 to the power of a, which is really just 2 to the power of 5. And we know that that's just equal to 2 to the power of b. And if these two bases are the same, what this rule is really saying is, if the two bases are the same, then the two exponents must be the same too, right? If somehow we wanted to say that b is equal to 6, well, we know that this equation wouldn't be true then, right? Because 2 to the power of 5 is definitely not equal to 2 to the power of 6. So it's kind of hard to explain this rule because it's almost so obvious. 2 to the power of 5 is really just equal to 2 to the power of 5, right? It's not equal to 2 to the power of 6. It's not equal to 2 to the power of 7. It's not equal to 2 to the power of pi. 2 to the power of 5 is really only equal here to 2 to the power of 5, right? If we have the same bases, in other words, if the bases here are the same, then the exponents on those bases must be equal. So that's what that rule is saying, and we are going to apply this rule in the next example, I promise you.